So I am once again a little bit behind schedule. I'll be real honest, I had trouble finding the attachment to put my cell phone on my uh, tripod. Let's see, I had it picked out. I think it is that one, but let me look through here. I'm not going to be doing a long one just because I am fighting a little bit of a headache. It was a lot of a headache, but now it's backed off at least a little bit. I can stand the feeling of my earbud in my ear, so we're doing okay. So we're doing an easy one today. Shouldn't take a crazy long time, but we're going to go ahead and hop in and get started. I've been fighting this thing since about 5 o'clock this morning, so the fact that I'm up and moving is probably a really good sign. But I didn't want to completely just cop out today, so we're going to do short lives and long forms. And I do still have a critter video that I'll put together for you real quick. I try to do all three every day. Some kind of regular short, a live, and if the little AI short that YouTube creates comes out good from my live, I put that up as well. And then when I have a project, some kind of long form. Which of course I do have a project now. So we'll work on that later. Actually, I usually go do that right after I do this. So that works. And if you're ever wondering where to get the books that I color in, most of them, like this guy, actually come from, I get mine at the Dollar General. The brand is right here. But if I get it from somewhere else, I do try to pop the link up somewhere. Usually it's in my community. Sometimes it's on the first live that I do as well. But most of them are cheap and easies. I'm always on the lookout for a new one. And this is something that is relaxing and makes me happy. So I enjoy sharing it with you guys. And it gives me an excuse to just stop in the middle of my day and color. I mean, who can complain about that? I'm kind of excited for my live or my long form to finally get past the base color. I'll be doing the secondary color today and very possibly going ahead and putting the marks on it to make it look more cartoony. I actually stopped for a little while this morning looking at the other pieces I did for her room and seeing what I'm needing to do to make this match. And thankfully I have a couple of different styles in there that still work together well, but are a little bit different under the same theme. So if you haven't ever been on my channel before, what I'm talking about is the cartoon figure furniture that I've done for my mother-in-law's bedroom. If you're curious about it, there's a playlist on my page. specifically for all of those projects that I've done. So you're welcome to take a peek at that. So, there we go. I think I should have done that with the blue too. Just a little bit thicker color on the outline. Since they have it outlined there, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Hopefully my kittens are not making an entire mess of my workshop. I hear them bumping around in there. I did intentionally make it to where they can get in and out of the workshop, so if they are making a mess, it's kind of my own fault. But, I mean, who could say no to those adorable tiny faces? I am so very glad that we agreed to keep the 3 that we have. The other 2 are, I'm actually getting regular updates on. They are very, very happy in their new home. And got a new sibling out of the deal because, hello Marcus, how we doing today? She was looking for a kitten or a couple of kittens to be friends with her other kitten that she had, because they really aren't meant to be by themselves. Cats do best in multiples, whether 2 or more. And we're actually hoping that these kittens will help my poor pitiful blind cat come out of the bedroom he refuses to leave. Well, if you're looking for them and you want to start doing them, again, these guys are $3 at the Dollar General, and they're actually pretty good. I have quite a few of them, and I enjoy them when I need not to do something super crazy. Especially if I'm feeling the need for a new coloring book, but I don't want to spend a ton of money for a coloring book. Thank you for that. If I sound a little garbled at any point, or I kind of lose track of what I'm saying, please have patience. I am working through the back end of a migraine. I'm kind of out of the migraine level of things, but I still definitely have quite the headache. That's just part of life for me, is dealing with when my head decides it wants to act like it's going to explode on me. It woke me up this morning at about 5 a.m. How do I always have something stuck in my pencil sharpener? We're just going to switch pencil sharpeners today because I don't feel like fighting with it. You're always welcome to. I'm not one of those pushy people. My page is a weird mashup of yard art and restoration, or just repainting, sometimes repairs on things. A lot of critters. I have a ton of pets in my house, and these coloring lives. So I have a little bit of everything in there. It makes life more fun. And I can kind of lean on my mood to see, hello, how we doing today? I definitely enjoy it. I enjoy making all of the different content for this channel. And it started because I was painting a ton of yard art, updating it and stuff on my other social medias, and people kept telling me I should start a YouTube channel, so I finally did. I'm not monetized, but I'm okay with that. This is a really fun hobby that it'd be awesome if I started making money off of it, but I'm not too fussed about it. I'm not like one who's chasing subscriptions all the time. I like when it comes organically. Hello, strawberry fuss-off? Fluffaz. And that would be one of the times where my brain did not compute for a second there. And we have somebody very cool outside revving their engine. Though how much attention you're going to get out in the middle of nowhere with that, I don't know. I live 4 miles outside the closest small town, almost 20 miles outside of the closest actual, like, town. So, probably not the place to try to show off your overly loud vehicle. Most of the people out here will kind of chuckle and say, "You're going to blow that engine." I get the urge, it's fun, but just not my thing. I just saw my gold pencil just a second ago. Where did it go? This is my insanity that I work through on a regular basis. I also have quite a few gel pens that I use on occasion. That's silver. That's also silver. I have multiples of almost every color in here. But of course, finding the one that I actually am looking for is easier said than done. There we are. I need my sharpener back. I am a hot mess today, and I'm kind of okay with it. I've been up since 5, which is a lot earlier than I tend to want to get up. But I'm trying to explode, so I needed to sit up for a little while. It happens. Let's see. What color do we want to make the... I want this pretty pale color here. That's too pale. Okay. Slightly less pale, but still pale. That's a little better. Please pardon my birds in the background. They are looking for attention, which is not new. Having birds is like having toddlers with wings. There is no peace. But they're cute and I adore them, so we're kind of down with it. Well, I might make my regular time. I didn't expect the letters to take that long. We're not going to go crazy on the flowers just because I don't have that level of concentration today. That's why I went for this particular picture, as everything is kind of large, so I don't have to strain trying to see what I'm doing. But it is relaxing and it does help, actually, believe it or not, doing the stuff like this, because it does kind of help me to just chill and be patient and let the medicine do its job so that my head will finish its complaint lodging for the day. Thankfully, most days it seems like my pets kind of get a good idea whether I'm feeling up to my best or not, and they usually, not always, but usually will cut me on some slack on days like today. Which I very much appreciate. Hello, Giovanni. How are we doing today? I am happy to see that I'm starting to see a few familiar faces popping in. It is very much appreciated. I know I'm never quite exactly on time. I'm usually somewhere in the vicinity of 3 o'clock Central Time. Hello, Alejandro. I hope I pronounced that correctly, or at least close to it. Okay, I have said hi, but you do want to keep in mind, I can't keep looking at my the entire time because I can't color while looking at my chat. Well, I probably could. Alejandro, I appreciate you coming in and watching, but you don't need to flood my chat. I am going to put you in a timeout because you are going a little over and above saying hello. We're going to do for 1 minute. Just because I don't need somebody completely flooding my chat like that. Thank you. Is it Hoaxus? This is not my drawing. It is just a coloring. But I do appreciate it very much. This is one of the many coloring books I have. I do apologize for that, guys. If you're in my chat, I want to let you know. Well, these I get at the Dollar General. Some of the others I've gotten on Amazon. I grab one. I've grabbed them in Walmart before. That's all right. But as I was saying before that, I can't always look at the chat because I can't be looking at my picture and at the chat at the same time. Unless you want me to do a kindergarten coloring where it's kind of colors everywhere. I mean, we can do that. Probably won't look very good, but it could be fun. Probably be very calming. It's the first time I've actually used the timeout feature. Shoot. There it is. I just realized I missed this down here. Now we're going to be silly. Blue is my absolute favorite color, but orange is in the top 10. It's just this nice, bright, fun color that I don't think gets enough credit. So I like to use it just because I can. It's kind of fun. And it's just this bright, cheerful color that and yellow both just add a lot. I don't think that I have a least favorite song. I listen to a little of everything. I'm not really big on some of the current rap, but I don't know any of them well enough to call them a favorite or least favorite. It's just a type of music that I turn off. So I don't listen to it enough to tell you anything about it. Don't really have a favorite song either. Oh, hobby? I wouldn't say I have a least favorite because if I don't like it, I don't do it. And everybody has what they really enjoy, and it's always better to focus on that. I'm this type of person. I'm more about encouraging the happy thoughts than worrying about the negatives. I mean, the negatives happen, but I appreciate that very much. Now, my favorite hobby actually has nothing to do with art. I very, very much enjoy roller skating, actually. I used to go all the time. There's not a rink particularly close to me now, so it makes it a little bit harder, but I do enjoy it. It's also an incredible workout. There we go. Hello, Amanda. How are we doing today? There we go. Getting there. She's starting to take off. Slowly but surely. You know what this doesn't have enough of? Purple. There's actually no purple on this page whatsoever. Let's fix that. I don't like that tone for this. That's better. I do apologize. My camera sometimes gets wobbly when I'm doing a heavier hand. And that's just because my tripod is really almost completely up against me. But it happens. I may not be going nuts with coloring a ton of different things, but she's still colorful, which makes me happy. A little bit more over here. Sorry I got quiet for a minute there. My Do Not Disturb is once again not doing its job. So I had a family group chat coming through with questions about Thanksgiving. All right, Giovanni, you have a great day. Thank you for popping in. It's actually only supposed to give me notifications from 2 people, but that's okay. Oh, that's awful close to the other color I did, isn't it? Oh well. I'm going to commit to it. Might as well, right? Can you really have too much blue? Which this is more of a teal, which is more of a greenish blue, but it's a pretty color and I like it. Kind of hitting the point where my eyes are starting to strain from looking down at this thing for so long, so I'm kind of speeding up the process just a teensy bit. It happens sometimes. But it does look like I am going to hit my 30-minute goal, which is good. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it through to that. Sometimes pictures aren't quite as simple as you thought they were. And the birds are actually saying please to try and get me to come pay attention to them instead of doing this. I think we're going to make this part a little different than the other side just because we can. And because this is the pencil I happen to have in my hand when I put it to the paper. I don't think I'm going to color this art, because that is something that is usually black or gray anyway. My light just flickered for a second there. That was interesting. There's what's missing. That is not what I meant to grab. I went for a yellow and came up with a mauve. Definitely not what we were trying to accomplish. This is another one of those overly underrated colors, in my opinion. It's just so bright and cheerful. I think it's a shame that people kind of skip it over as much as they do. I wish I could wear it, but that is not the color for me. I am mostly redheaded, and yellow and orange do not look good on me, but I love them anyway. But I have reached the point where I think I am going to call it a day on here. I will be back on tomorrow, hopefully not quite so fuzzy-headed, but I will talk to you guys next time.